Okay, now I'm live on YouTube. Let's go check out Facebook. And loading Facebook right now. Let's see here. I see myself on YouTube. I see myself on Facebook. All right. Hey, everybody. If you can hear me, please let me know. I want to make sure my sound volume is actually working this time. That always seems to not go well for me. All right. Questions, comments, please let me know. I'll be love to hear from you. And let's see here if I can find myself over on Facebook and YouTube. All right, everybody says they hear me. All right, hope everybody's having a great day. Couple things real quick. Amazon, if you order $50 or off, they are offering 8 something off that order. So I'm gonna drop that right here for you guys. Since you are all here, I'm gonna leave you a little discount. So check that out. Here we go. Not where I wanted to go. And then we'll make this all happen. Everything is kind of weird. Can't seem to find myself on YouTube. I see I'm there. No stream. Wait a second there. All right. So, sorry. So, I hope everybody had a great day. Lots of cord cutting news. Nothing ground shaking. Nothing very interesting, but a lot of small little things. And, of course, I got probably 100 questions coming in that says, when is DirecTV now coming to Roku? I don't know. Roku's CEO, vice president, excuse me, came out and said it'll be coming in a few weeks. But they just haven't come yet. So there's still March. They said first quarter 2017. So they have until the end of March to get that out here. So we'll have to see. And fingers crossed they get it out pretty soon. So what do you think about the new Cavio device? Well, let me do a quick Google search. I don't recognize that name. Oh, yes, I now recognize it. Yeah, you know, I'm not so sure I really think that that's worth the money. $400. I mean, it kind of sounds cool. I mean, it does some kinds of still cool things, but why pay $400 for an HDMI switcher or like a $30, $60 Harmony remote? SideClick can do a lot of that. I don't know. I also don't think that many cord cutters have that many devices connected to the same TV. At most, you may have 2 or 3. DVD player, Roku, maybe a Fire TV or whatever. You're going to pay $400 because you don't want to switch back and forth between 2 to 3 devices. For that price, you can get a very nice, Roku TV. And then just plug it in and you're not switching back and forth. I don't know. The Cavio box looks cool, but it seems way out price range for most cord cutters. Mike says, I just got my free Roku Express from Sling. What is the difference between a Roku Express and a Roku 4? Well, Roku 4 is actually an older version of the Roku Express. Roku Express came out later. But the Roku Express is the low-end model. It's got just HD. I mean, it's a very powerful, nice device. Don't get me wrong, Roku Express. Got 2 of them sitting right here. They're pretty cool, pretty small, fun. But it is the low end. It doesn't have HD. Roku Premiere, all that has a Roku HDR. So, but as far as if you just got an HD TV streaming Netflix, it's fine. You will find the 4, the Premiere, and the Ultra are a little bit faster, but not earth-shatteringly so. If you're happy with the Express, I don't see a reason to change anything. So check that out. If you have a question, leave it at the bottom. I'll do my best to answer them. Tim asks on YouTube, when will Hulu's streaming service be coming out? That is a great question. I don't even think they know, to be honest with you. They are in the testing process of it, and they're now just testing the app too a little bit. And I'm not sure, they know. I got a good feeling that this is going to probably be a lot to do with how the beta testing goes. I would expect it in the next few weeks, or next few months. We'll have to wait and see. The fact that they have a public beta going on makes me feel that it's probably closer to release than we think it is, but I wouldn't be expecting it tomorrow. What's the best way to get a Hulu Plus subscription? I prefer not to pay every month. Yeah, Merrick, those annual gift card subscriptions you probably got on eBay and Amazon in the past, those weren't legit. What was happening where people were getting effectively stolen credit cards, buying Hulu gift cards because they were sold online and reselling them for less than face value. Allows them to create some distance between themselves and make some money. And make a quick buck, basically, without having to worry about chargebacks and all kinds of stuff. So the best way to do it is walk into Walmart and buy gift cards there. They sell them at Walmart and other places, but you can pay full face value. Sorry, I wish I had better news for you, but there isn't really any. I need to put like a banner right here. It says, I don't know anything new about DirecTV Now on Roku. Yes, Roku's vice president did announce that he was going to come, or that DirecTV Now was coming in the next few weeks. These things have a way of being delayed when technical glitches come up or whatever. There's a whole host of reasons, but they said it was coming out sometime in the first quarter, so they still have a whole month to go. So fingers crossed, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Unfortunately, I just don't know anything new. If I have anything I can post, keep your eye on the website. You better believe I'll be posting as quickly as I can. Just remember, take all the rumors you're hearing with a grain of salt. But I do hear February 30th. February 30th is likely to be the release date. So take that to the bank. February 30th. Carl asks, is there a way to get DirecTV Now actually play on Android TV? They don't have a really official way to do it. I believe you could possibly mirror a screen from an Android tablet or phone and put it there. My recommendation, just get a Roku Express or a Fire TV stick, excuse me, if you want it right now. That'd be my recommendation. Roku's coming first. There's no talk or timeline of an Android TV. I don't think anyone got my February 30th joke there. We'll have to wait and see. Shane asks, wireless 802.N versus AC. Is it worth the investment? AC there is a huge improvement. You will notice in streaming, AC is great, especially if you have a ton of devices on your wireless network. But the question is it worth upgrading for you to go from an N network to an AC? The issue being there is, are you having problems? If you're struggling, you got weak Wi-Fi where your streaming player is, or you're having other issues, I recommend the upgrading. But if you're happy, if your in wireless router is doing everything you need, you're not getting buffering, everything's working just fine, I recommend leaving it be there. So see what you're happy with. If it's working, great. Otherwise, upgrade. What is your favorite Plex media device? The NVIDIA Shield is probably the best Plex server out there right now, to be honest with you. It's a very powerful device. Plex works well on pretty much everything. Great Roku app, Fire TV app, Apple TV app. They all work great. If you have a PC that you want to use as media server, that's great. If you're looking for an all-in-one solution, the NVIDIA Shield, especially that new one, very powerful, very nice. Wireless. But I'm wondering, okay. Shield with new DVR application ties into the HD Home Run, but I'm wondering if it will tie in with other USB tuners. Tableau is coming out with one, an HD or USB tuner for antennas going to the NVIDIA Shield. If you're looking for another option and you don't want to use the HD Home Run, wait a few more weeks, I think maybe a month or two, and Tableau is going to have a really powerful, nice one come out. That will also allow DVR. And honestly, I think their DVR interface is nicer because you're going to get the full Tableau experience. So check that out. So, hey, since everybody's here real quick, let me quickly reshare this for all of you since you were here. Amazon has a special deal today that if you want, you can go and get, if you pay for $50 worth of merchandise, you get $8 and 62 cents off. Why 862? They're offering 862 off because of a survey they took, and they received a 862, I think it was, rating on their customer satisfaction. It was the number one customer satisfaction site on the web or company or whatever. But that's good only today. Since you're here, I'm remind everybody, if you're looking to buy some stuff on Amazon, you want a discount, this is not a bad deal. Terms and conditions apply. Check that link I just put in the comments if you're looking to save some money on Amazon. All right, so thoughts on Powerline Ethernet adapters. Mark, I've used a few. They're not bad. I've had some mixed issues with them. I think the problem many people have is when they try to run multiple Powerline Ethernet adapters throughout the house. Most people, they seem to work pretty fine. I'm not sure there's a huge improvement over Wi-Fi. The improvement would be if you have a part of your house that's a dead spot and you wanted to use it to get around the dead spot. That may be worth trying. So check it out. I use them in my house for the security system and been very happy with them. Paul, I'm not sure about the Amazon Music on that code. Check out the terms at the bottom of that page and, give it a try. Worst case scenario, it's going to say, oh, never mind. So, questions, comments, let me know. Please leave us a comment at the bottom if you have anything over at facebook.com/corecarsnews or on our YouTube page. I see a lot of people are sharing this video. Unfortunately, if you're not posting on facebook.com/corecarsnews or on our YouTube page, I'm not going to see it. So, check that out. I'm needing to get a new Blu-ray player soon. Already have a Roku stick and a 3rd gen Apple TV. Would there be any content that makes one of the streaming players worth purchasing? So I'm assuming you're talking about one of the Blu-ray players, DVD players that has streaming apps built in. Honestly, if you have a Roku and an Apple TV, I would just get the most basic, cheap Blu-ray DVD player. I can't think of any Blu-ray players going to do something that a Roku or an Apple TV won't do there. So, John, that's my recommendation. If you got those, save your money. No reason to go pay a lot of money on a new device out there that will have streaming apps. Rosie asks, what are your thoughts on the HD Home Run? It's not bad if you're more technical. I have a few issues with the older version. I haven't tested the most recent one. In that closet behind me, I have the older HD Home Run. I have 3 complaints about it. Number 1, it's not the easiest setup device in the world. I think they could improve the quality of their setup processing there. 2, I don't like how the box itself has to be plugged in through Ethernet. Many other devices like that, like the Tableau DVR, can connect through Wi-Fi and stream great HD over Wi-Fi. Often, I find with most people, where their router is not where the ideal location for an antenna is. So that's my main issue there. I think they have a new one on the market. I haven't tested it. I'm sure they're not happy with my 2-star review I gave them. But they're nice people. They're a good company, nice people. Seems like very good customer service. But my main complaint with it is the lack of built-in Wi-Fi. I shouldn't have to connect the box to Ethernet to make this work. The Tableau and others do it just fine. So that's my complaint. Okay, for everybody, I know this is going to come up over and over and over. No new news on DirecTV now coming to Roku players. I just don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, I know Roku said in a few weeks. That was in January. What's your definition of a few weeks? 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 30 weeks? I don't know. We'll have to figure out what his definition of a few weeks is once it comes out. What are your favorite shows? What are you watching right now? Well, that's a good question. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is really big in my house. I have a 4-year-old. So Mickey Mouse Clubhouse has to be on the list. Honestly, for me, though, 30 for 30 on ESPN. I was watching a lot of them on Netflix. Unfortunately, it just got dropped. I'm picking up a few seasons on that on on Amazon Video. Even if you're not a sports fan, these 30 for 30 documentaries, they're typically sports related, but they're really good, just stories about humans often and humanity and people's interaction, people's stories, and they're really well done documentaries. So check that out. 30 for 30 on ESPN. Last Chance U is another one I watched recently. So check that out. American Dad, King of the Hill is another one I've been kind of working my way through. And lastly, I kind of got in a kick a little while ago and rewatching Stargate SG-1. I mean, any Stargate fans here, that's an excellent show. Keep rumoring new movies, so we'll have to see what happens. How about DirecTV Now app on NVIDIA Shield? Any release date? No, I would. Roku is expected to come first before Android TV's support, so we'll have to wait and see. Omar asks, I was wondering, what are your thoughts on the new Mohu Airwave Wi-Fi antenna? I got played around with that at CES. I actually got video sitting on this SD card right over there of it, and it's pretty cool. It works pretty well. And, it solves a lot of issues. Like I was talking about with the HD Home Run, often where your TV is, where your router is not where you want your antenna to be. For instance, in my old house, I had a TV in the basement. Well, basements are a bad spot for an antenna, just are. This Airwave, I really love the idea of being able to put that wherever the best reception is in my house, whether that be an upstairs bedroom, wherever, and just have it work. So I love that. I think it's great. I would highly recommend checking out the Airwave when it comes on the market. I will be having a review of it coming out soon. So, questions, comments, please keep them coming. Go blue there, David. Thank you. All right. Any idea? Okay, I already answered that one. Ken says, what benefits do I get from the 32 gigabyte storage of an Apple TV 4th generation? Honestly, unless you're into gaming, none. Sadly, the 4th generation Apple TV is probably one of the most disappointing streaming media players. They got this huge hard drive in there. It would be so cool if you could download your iTunes purchases to your hard drive and not have to use your bandwidth, or maybe take it with you on a vacation. I just went to Disney World for a long weekend, brought a Roku. By the way, Disney, they have it all set up like the Marriott's do, where you can plug your Roku right into the TV. It's beautifully set up, great, easy. Apple TV just really missed the boat on that. They had a lot of opportunities to make that cool, to take advantage of the hard drive for streaming media and downloading it. Unfortunately, they just kind of dropped the ball on that. So, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really, as a cord cutter, if you're not into gaming, there's no need for it. Paul says, Fubo TV needs ESPN in a better grid format. Would agree on the ESPN. That is a huge swing and a miss there, not having that. I do think Fubo TV has priced ESPN into the price. That $35 price seems like it's ready to add ESPN to it. They have said repeatedly that they're in negotiations with other content providers to offer such services. The downside to that is who knows when that's going to happen, and I don't think Fubo TV's new Premiere service, which is a new live TV service similar to Sling and PlayStation Vue, etc., will become popular until they get ESPN. It definitely is a sports-oriented service, and not having ESPN is a big miss on that. As far as the grid format, I think some people, a lot of people have had that for 30 years. It's what you're used to. It's what you want because you're used to it. Unfortunately, I don't really think that there's a benefit. I think there's better ways to do it. I think Hulu's doing some creative stuff. I think Sling does some stuff too that's creative, but they could be better. I think Fubo could do better on their layout, but I'm not sure a grid format's as needed as people think it is. Any information on the next generation, 5th gen, we'll call it Apple TV? Yes, it was reported by several sources that Apple is in development of a 4K 5th generation Apple TV, expected to come out sometime in 2017. Who knows when? We'll have to wait and see. 4K, that's great, but they're playing catch up to devices. Roku and Fire TV have had 4K for almost 2 years. So Apple, they're in danger of being left behind. Sales have fallen. Several reports have shown that Apple is losing market share. So we'll have to wait to see. And Apple's already in 4th place. So if they don't do something, I think this year, Apple TV could be in major trouble. Paul asked about MLB and Apple. There are no reports of MLB and Apple in talks. MLB Network and Facebook are in talks. If you go on our site, you'll see a post there that Facebook is working to get rights to stream Major League Baseball games. We'll have to wait and see what kind of details that comes. But if you're a Major League Baseball fan, this year is going to be easier than ever. DirecTV now has the MLB Network. Fox Sports, Comcast Sports Networks, and many others are now available on a wide range of streaming services like DirecTV Now, Sling TV, and so forth. They're getting better. So fingers crossed that they keep improving it. Fingers crossed. Thanks, Trooper. I really appreciate your support there on the thumbs up. I'd like to know what your thoughts are, information on movies, shows coming or leaving Netflix. It just kind of is what it is. If they're going to charge just $10 for the service, you're not going to get a big catalog. I mean, you're paying $10 a month. You look at cable, you're paying $100 easily for cable TV, and that's just the TV part of it. So you got to accept the fact that it's not everything is going to be available for $10. The good news of it is if you pay attention, you can kind of watch what's coming and going and watch the shows as you enjoy them. But I think Netflix has been doing a pretty good job of what they're doing. I really like their original content. I think it's probably a smart move for them to move more into original content because movie studios are afraid of Netflix. Let's be honest. Movie studios are afraid that Netflix and etc. are damaging their more profitable movie theater ticket sales. Movie theater ticket sales are way down. And cable TV is down. And they're worried, if we put our shows on Netflix, and the list goes on and on. So, I think they're doing a good job of trying to get deals with places like Disney and to create high quality original programming. So we'll have to wait and see how that all works out for them. Any updates on Hulu Live? No, they're still beta testing. They sent out a series of invites last week for the new app. Not for the live TV service, but for Hulu subscribers to test out the new app. That's going to be used for the new live TV and Hulu subscribers. I don't even think they know when it's going to be released. It's probably going to depend on how all the beta testing comes. I would say it's probably closer than farther away. We'll have to wait and see. Where to watch current TCL shows? Somebody help me. Which live TV streaming service has TCL? That's probably a post I should do. Is it PlayStation Vue has that, or is it DirecTV Now? I can't remember. 1 second and I'll tell you. Oh. Do any of them have the Learning Channel? Yes. So PlayStation Vue and DirecTV Now both have the Learning Channel, TLC, excuse me. Sling TV is the one that does not. And fingers crossed that they will get it at some point. We'll have to wait and see there. So check that out. All right. MLB and Facebook asking, yes, Facebook and MLB are in talks to stream Major League Baseball games. If you go to Court Cards News, there's a post on page 1 or 2 about that for more details. All right, questions, comments, please keep them coming. Let me know. Do you prefer between Roku OS and Fire TV OS? I like the new Fire TV OS a lot better. I like the Roku OS definitely over the original Fire TV OS by far. I think Roku does some stuff really nice, and I think Fire TV does some stuff really nice. Roku is definitely a very easy to use system. My 4-year-old daughter can use our Roku. My parents can use our Roku. So Roku definitely has the super easy to use aspect of it. The Fire TV does have some cool features in the home screen suggesting content. My main thing with the Fire TV is I often just want to get to an app. I want to get to Netflix, Hulu, or whatever. And while I watch a lot on Amazon, it's not necessarily my number one streaming service. And Amazon puts that so front and center, it's often you have to dig down to get to like a Sling TV, a Fire TV, wherever. I use so many apps, I find myself having to dig farther down in the list. Now, the new user interface has improved that because I can rearrange them how I want them in the apps. But I wish they would still lean more towards apps being more important than the other way around. So, yeah, it is what it is. They're both good, and they both are what they are. Lewis asked for any updates on Kodi, any good builds. We don't promote piracy here. Kodi's got beta out, but we don't promote piracy builds here. Sorry. Viacom. Yeah, Viacom kind of made a dumb move, taking their content from Hulu and basically announcing that they're going to be, excuse me, more selective on video on demand services. And in a day and age where pay TV subscribers are dwindling and video on demand services like Sling and Hulu are growing, I think it was a short-sighted deal. It's like, let's make a little bit of money real quick and kind of doom ourselves to failure in the long run. Jeremy, yes, the PlayStation Vue will allow you to record football and basketball games. The downside to it is the way it works. I wanted to record a Michigan football game last season, so I hit record on it, and like, oh yeah, let's watch this. I got back that night, and it had recorded every single football game that aired that day on ESPN. I think I had about 30-some football games. It had like all the channels, like ESPNU, 2, all that stuff. It recorded all of it. So the annoyance thing about me with the PlayStation Vue is I can't just say record this one game. So yeah, it will do it, but be prepared to record every football or basketball game. Okay, let's take a look at YouTube. I'm not missing questions over there. What is a Roku player I can get these days similar to a Roku 2? If you're looking for a Roku 2 similar replacement, you're looking at the Roku Premier. It kind of replaces the Roku 2 in the lineup, similar price point, but brings in a faster processor, 4K processing, similar bells and whistles. If you have an older Roku 2, which is the Point Anywhere remote, the Roku Premier is like the newer one where you need a line of sight with the box to do the remote. For $20 more, you can get the Premier Plus, which allows you to have Ethernet, Point Anywhere remote. If you got the money, I would recommend getting the Premier Plus. It's only like $20 more. But it's always nice to have the Ethernet option. So check that out. That is right, PC Doctor. They're not making a Roku 1, 2, or 3 anymore. The Roku 1's been replaced by the Roku Express. The Roku 2 is the Roku Premier now. And the Roku 3 is the Roku Premier Plus. The Roku 4 has been replaced by the Ultra. It's not that, it's just the fact that they release a whole new a new line of devices. They're faster, they're more powerful. They bring in 4K where it used to only be 1080p. So it's a nice step up, and it's at the same price point. I recently got the NVIDIA Shield. The Crackle app keeps crashing. Have you had this problem? No, I use Crackle quite a bit on there. Recommend uninstalling it and reinstalling it. Sometimes you get a bad install. I mean, I've had it happen before. So try it out. What is the best cheaper router to buy? Routers are something you not want to skimp on too much. I've been a big fan of the Netgear. I'm hearing good things about the TP brand of routers. I recommend at least $100 on a router right now. If you're buying a new, I recommend getting the AC standard. You can get a decent one, maybe $60 to $80. The problem with routers, you get what you pay for, much more than even a streaming player. So definitely recommend that you take a moment and consider getting the spending a few extra bucks on it. The Roku Premier is, yes, you need a line of sight to the box with a remote for it to work. PC Doctor. If you want a Point Anywhere remote, get the Roku Premier. Again, $20 more, probably worth it. Larry asks, I'm debating between DirecTV Now and PlayStation Vue. They're both good. DirecTV Now is still having some growing pains. It's still pretty new. Just sent you a link to break down the channels that each one has. Two things. PlayStation Vue has a DVR. DirecTV Now doesn't right now. They say it will have it, but who knows when. Second, just look at who's got the channels you want. They both have channels the other one doesn't have. Different price points. So take a moment, kind of break it down, look at who has what, and get whatever fits the best. They both offer a free trial. So, Larry, get both free trial and see which one you like. James, I don't understand why people are still having issues with DirecTV now. I have perfect service, live TV and video on demand, using Fire TV Stick and 10 up. You know, you're pretty lucky because even I have had some issues with it. Can't explain why, but yeah, there's still issues. Have you used the embedded Roku TV? What is your experience like? Okay, the Roku TVs, the TVs with a built-in Roku there. Mike, I have two. I have a 4K one and a 1080p one in the living room and bedroom. I really like them. I have the TCL ones. They have a new line of them coming out here in a couple months. The C series, the Contemporary series is what it's called. It's going to be a new high-end one. If you go over to youtube.com/CoreCartersNews, you're going to find I posted a review of it, my first impressions from CES. They're nice TVs, and they're coming out with the new 4K HDR ones, aggressive price points, and high quality image, nice picture, built-in Roku, so you get full access to the Roku channel store with all the Roku apps and channels there. If you're looking for a TV, you don't want cables dangling down, and you don't want to attach a streaming player to it, especially if you want to mount one on the wall, the Roku TVs are a very nice quality. Definitely recommend them. Nick asks, is it true that they're stopping installation at Google Fiber in America? Any idea why? They're not stopping installation of it. They definitely have slowed down the rollout in different areas. The truth is, I think Google is moving to gigabit Wi-Fi. They've already lit up a few test markets with it. Here's the truth of fiber. It is very slow. It is very time consuming to run fiber to every house in a market, even if a bunch of people want it in that neighborhood. So Google's looking at this new technology. 5G and gigabit Wi-Fi is coming on the market, and it's allowing people to get gigabit speeds transmitted like a cell phone tower over the internet. You just got like your cell phone does. You put base in your house, picks up the signal, turns it into a regular Wi-Fi signal, and you're getting gigabit speeds. Google is spending a ton of money on that, and so is Verizon, Dish, believe it or not, and AT&T. And many are seeing that as the future of in-home broadband. You don't have to run fiber. You don't have to worry about getting permits. You attach these two existing cell phone towers, and instead of taking a year or more to wire a city, you can have it done in 2 to 3 months. So that seems to be where Google Fiber is going. They made it clear that Google Fiber is not going away, but it seems like they're shifting their focus to a cheaper, newer technology there. What's the advantage of adding an SD card to a Roku or a Fire TV? If you're like me and you install 50 or more Roku apps on the Fire TV 2, it's really nice that it adds extra storage. If you ever notice sometimes where it suddenly reloads a Roku channel when you're planning to launch it, that's because your Roku's out of memory. And having an SD card on that allows it to expand memory there. Good for gaming and so forth. Past that, that's really the main reason. Sorry, I should have muted that. Fighting the tail end of a cold. I apologize. It feels like I've been sick for over a month. What do you think of the Roku Stick? I absolutely love my Roku Stick. I just took a Roku Stick to Disney World. Awesome. By the way, Disney World, awesome. But I love the ability to take my Roku Stick with me wherever I am, watching Sling TV, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu. Fire TV Stick is also great. Between the two, I think the Roku Stick is a little bit faster, more solid performance, even on the new one. But I think they're both great, so definitely recommend both. Do you think Internet HD video quality on streaming services will surpass broadcast HD video quality in the near future? Answer is yes. If you want 4K HDR, the only way to get any decent selection on that is streaming. Just to be honest with you, streaming already offers better quality than Comcast TV, etc. I live in a basement. Is there any device or antenna that will get local TV approximately 75 miles from any big city? Ooh, if you're 75 miles from a transmitting tower, you may not be. Recommend heading over to antennarecommendations.com, antennarecommendations.com, put your address. Just because you're 75 miles from a big city doesn't mean you're set necessarily 75 miles from a tower. But if you are and you live in a basement, it's going to be very hard to get over there. I lived in an area when I cut the cord with no over there. I had absolutely zero over there. What I use is Hulu for next day shows. I use services like NewsOn to get local news and so forth. Check it out. It's been pretty impressive. I'm getting asked about Viacom. I'm assuming you mean their decision to drop from Hulu. I think it's a horrible decision. I think the idea for them to focus primarily on traditional pay TV is, like in my editorial, I think it's dooming them to failure. I think that they're wise to say we're going to pick 6 of our networks and really focus on those and maybe downplay the other ones. But the idea of cutting off services like Netflix and Amazon, bad idea. I think they're going to set themselves up for failure. All right, what is the NewsOn? NewsOn, Larry, is an app that will stream your local news from local TV affiliates. It's 100% free, currently available on Roku, Android, and iOS. They say they're coming out with the other ones. I hope they come out with them soon. So check that out. So I hope that's what you're asking, Larry. If not, let me know. So since you're all here, we got about 20 minutes left, but I want to share this deal. Amazon is offering $8.62 off any $50 purchase. Terms and conditions apply. Read the post I just submitted there. So great day to get some good savings on Amazon products. So check it out. Terms and conditions apply. Read the post to know the terms and conditions. Yes, Cliff, NewsOn does have far fewer ads than watching it traditionally over the air. Does today's Roku stick have the same processor as the Roku 2? It's actually got pretty much the same processor as the old Roku 3. The Roku 3 and the Roku stick, very similar performance. Quad-core processor in the Roku stick. I think the new Fire TV stick is also quad-core, but don't hold me on that. I'm building a new house and setting up for HD Home Run and PlayStation View. What do you think? If you're building a new house, my number one tip, run Ethernet throughout the house. Like you can buy plates where it'll be like a phone jack and an Ethernet jack on it. So wherever you're going to put a phone jack, put an Ethernet jack. And that way in your bedrooms and stuff, instead of relying on Wi-Fi, you can rely on Ethernet. You're going to see a huge improvement on streaming capabilities. Highly recommend that. And that will also allow you to, graze downside of the HD Home Runs, having to plug in an Ethernet. That way you can plug it in any room that's best for your antenna. So I hope to build a home someday in the future. It's on my to-do list, hopefully. When my wife gets out of the Army. And, that's the number one thing I would do is run Ethernet to every room. Have I ever used Kodi illegally? No, I don't use Kodi illegally. I'm well aware of what Kodi illegally is capable of doing. I've seen plenty of review boxes sent to me that's fully loaded with every piracy app you can imagine. I will say, though, I did a post about this a while back. People getting copyright claims based off of Kodi and other apps. Not Kodi, but the third-party add-ons are piracy on Kodi. And I'm getting a lot more feedback on traffic on that post recently. It seems like there's a big push of people, of ISPs cracking down on that. Even Kodi's cracking down on those apps and devices. How long do you think before we'll see a impact on Viacom? Hold on 1 second. All right, I apologize about that. Yeah, Viacom is in one of the worst shapes of all the live TV services or the networks out there. And the main reason is they don't have anything live. If you think about Viacom, they don't have any ESPN, Fox Sports, or anything like that. It's all on, pre-recorded shows, MTV, Spike TV, and so forth. And in a day and age where most people are, more than happy to wait a day or two to watch it, there is a, they're struggling. They're relying on ad revenue. So I think, they're in a bad way. They could very well be the first network to fold. All right. Is there any talk of redo software for PlayStation Vue on Roku? You would assume so. They just did the PlayStation Vue on Android TV, so hopefully a Roku one's coming soon. Why did Kodi add in the ability to have illegally added add-ons in the software if they frown upon? Well, Kodi didn't add on the ability to do illegal. They made it possible for anybody to create a plugin to go into Kodi. And it just so happened that the number one people that made plugins are pirates. It's just kind of what happens. They wanted to be open source. The whole Kodi community is all about open source. Do whatever you want with it. I think their main thing is don't use our name to promote piracy. CBS coming to DirecTV Now. I have no clue. I'm not sure when DirecTV Now is planning to renegotiate with the main DirecTV satellite service. That's probably when you'll see it on DirecTV Now. And I think CBS and Sling are renegotiating this year, but don't count me on that. That could bode well for Sling TV getting or CBS there. So, the truth is, I'm sure many of them would love to get everything on there. The question is, can we get a deal with the content provider at a price point that allows us to do it? Sling doesn't want to sell their service for $100. So there's always balance in everything. Linda says, I removed Crackle from my Roku device due to too many commercials literally every 6 minutes during a movie. I'm not sure what the current one is, but it's kind of one of those things. If you're getting for free, you're going to pay with your eyeballs, and you're paying for your eyeballs with ads. If you don't want ads, pay for it through Netflix and so forth. Eric asks, are new TVs going to remove tuners? Some have. Vizio has removed tuners from their new TVs. I think starting in late 2016 models. So yes, others like TCL, the people behind Roku TVs have recommitted that, hey, we're dedicated to tuners in TVs. We won't be OTA friendly. So yeah, question is it a TV if it doesn't have a tuner, or is it a display like I'm sitting in front of here with my computer? So yeah, so make sure you know what you're buying, and just be aware of what's out there when you're shopping. Sling needs to add the CW network. Have you tried to get it for free? The thing I always say when it comes to CW and that kind of stuff is they're free over the air. And if Sling doesn't have it, CW posts that stuff the next day for free. So that is something to take into consideration. The CW, Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV app has that the next day for free. I'm thinking I'm getting a TiVo Romeo. What are your thoughts? I mean, it's a very good DVR engineer. The problem with the TV and TiVos in general is you're paying a premium a lot for a name. But, it's a very polished looking, nice DVR. If you want to pay the premium price, you can get a little bit of a premium experience. Tableau and Channel Master are two cheaper options, especially when you look at the monthly fees. It's something you may want to consider there. Do you think when CBS does come to... Excuse me, sorry. My sincere apologies. When do you think that CBS does come to DirecTV Now, the prices will go up? I don't know. Possibly. They made it clear that they're leaving the door open for price increases at DirecTV Now. Right now, I think that would be corporate. That would be a very bad corporate decision. Let's just say that. For DirecTV to raise the price. So, questions, comments, let me know. If you're not a subscriber to us on Twitter at CoreCars News or YouTube, youtube.com/CoreCars News, please follow us on both of those. Would love to have your support there and check it out. So really trying to grow those two bases, Twitter and youtube.com/CoreCars News. Brian asks, at what point do you think big companies like Comcast will jump into offering streaming only packages? Well, I mean, DirecTV Now and DirecTV, excuse me, and Dish are both doing it right now. So it's very possible. They did just release a Roku channel, but in internal Comcast logic, they're charging an extra monthly fee for every Roku device. Yeah. But it's very possible. They're already test marketing Charter and so forth in select markets, test marketing, streaming only packages, especially for local channels. CenturyLink is getting into the business of looking at doing that for local channels and others. They've even hinted at the possibility they may team up with DirecTV to resell DirecTV Now through CenturyLink so that they don't have to deal with the streaming side of it. So, yeah, it's entirely possible. What do you think of the fact that Comcast had bump in TV subs at the end of last year? I would like to see their accounting methods on this. So, here's the truth of it. Two things. Comcast is making it very hard to understand that, to see the true cost of packages. And they're tricking a lot of people into buying bundles when they don't need it. Two, they're probably using every play in the book to try to bump those numbers. So I'd like to see these numbers before I get into it. For instance, Dish reported 28,000 new subscribers. But what they don't tell you is Dish and Sling TV reports their numbers combined in one pot. And you don't know how many of those are Sling and how many of those are Dish. DirecTV Now does the same thing with DirecTV Now. And it's, kind of tough to kind of really see what's happening there. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We use outlet signal boosters in each room where our Rokus are located. It takes care of our buffering. Well worth the cost. Yeah, Ron, if you have weak Wi-Fi, those repeaters can be very good investments. I always recommend, though, if you're getting a repeater for Wi-Fi, get the same brand as your router. What do you think of the... Okay, I already answered that one. So, hey, we got about 10 minutes left. If you have yet to ask a question, or if you asked a question and I didn't answer it, please repost it. And I'll do my best to answer them right now. So, check that out. And we'll try to get as many of these in. But one last time, since you're here today, I'm help you save some money. Amazon, spend $50, get $8.62 off today only on Amazon. So check that out. It's a great deal. If you've been looking to buy something big, it never hurts. Nick asked about VidGo, which is a live TV streaming service that they've been coming soon for a year now. Meant to take on Sling and others. We'll have to wait and see. They're still there. That's the best I can tell you. Luke, what do you think will become of Viacom now that they are fleeing from live TV and on demand? I think Viacom is likely to be the very first major, TV channel service to go under. Just to be honest with you, would not be surprised at all to see them shut down a lot of the MTV2s, that kind of stuff. I wouldn't even be surprised to see VH1 to go on the chopping block. Why have VH1? It doesn't really stand out for anything anymore. I desperately want to get PlayStation View in my Android boxes. In my SOL. Android TV does have PlayStation View. If you're using one of those like Kodi type Android boxes, you may be SOL because they block it from some jailbroken, we'll call them for lack of a better term, Android boxes. DirecTV Now and Roku, no news. We'll have to wait and see. Sorry, we don't have an update on that. Roku's vice president said it's coming soon back at CES in January. In the next few weeks is exactly what he said. So we'll have to see what next few weeks are. 10 weeks? 12 weeks? The big picture of the existence of the world, 12 weeks is not that long to wait. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. All right. I think he said a Tableau and HD home run. Yeah, I think that will answer your question. Oh, yes. Engineer, Tableau, DVRs, and HD home run are the two DVRs I would recommend also checking out. Opinions on Hulu Live. I have seen Hulu Live. I got a very nice private demo of Hulu Live from some Hulu engineers. Must say, very impressed with Hulu Live. Very different concept. It's not going to be for everybody. There's no channel guide. Definitely pushes on-demand content first. On-demand and live content, like a football game. But But I think they're doing something different, and I think it's going to meet what some people want. It's going to be a very different service from DirecTV Now, Sling, and PlayStation Vue, and we'll have to wait and see if it resonates with the end subscriber. I've been wrong. I thought, oh no, that won't resonate with cord cutters, and sometimes they do. So I like it, but I definitely think that people, if you're somebody who just has to have a channel guide, this may not be the service for you. So, questions, comments, let me know. We got about 8 minutes left here, and I'm going to wrap up this Q&A. Remember, every Wednesday we will be here except for a few. Sorry I missed last week. I hope everybody remembered because I forgot to post. I wasn't doing it. But got a great opportunity to take my family out to Disney World. What an amazing experience. So that was a lot of fun. If you watch the site, I successfully posted every day from Disney World. I thought that was quite admirable that I did both. A notable omission from the Android TV and NVIDIA Shield is YouTube Gaming. I can't find it in that version of Google Play. Why wouldn't it be included? Because they haven't released a Android TV version of it. The other thing that's missing there on Android TV that's kind of weird is a good YouTube Kids app. My daughter loves YouTube Kids, and a good one of those. I don't know. You can get a Twitch app, though. Twitch has an Android TV app. You can try. Is there a release date for Hulu Live? No. I don't even think Hulu knows. They're still in the beta process, and depending on how the beta goes, will probably depend on how the release date for Hulu Live ends up. No news, Robert, on DVR for DirecTV Now. I don't even think that's really on their radar right now. They promise it's coming, but I'm sure they're working on Roku and other things first and stabilizing the system a little bit more. But yes, they say it's coming, but they don't say any details about it. We'll have to wait and see. All right. Did I miss anything? Any news DirecTV Now? I already answered that. All right. So I think we're pretty good here. Yeah, Android TV is making huge improvements in apps, everybody. But just like everything, it's definitely lagging in about third or fourth place right now, depending on how you look at what apps there are on it. How long before you think we won't need a DVR anymore? That's a good question. Sling TV, a lot of people bash it for not having a DVR, but their idea of a 72-hour rewind, where if they could have rolled it out to more channels, I think that's where we want. Forget a DVR. If it would all be on demand after it airs, why do you need a DVR? I wonder when that's going to come. We'll have to wait and see. But it is truth that DVR someday will be a thing of the past if on demand really becomes, let's call it, reaches its full potential of what on demand could be and should be. PC Doctor, Android TV is just an Android OS for like NVIDIA Shield, the Mi boxes, and so on. Yes, you can put Kodi on it. What is the best device for running Sling? Ooh, that's tough. It seems like Roku, because they put most of the features on Roku first. The DVR was on Roku first, and so on. And the user interface is pretty much the same. So no need to go get a very expensive one when Roku, Android, Sling TV, works really well and seems to get most of the features first. Nick, yes, maybe you could make money helping people become cord cutters. I think the thing people are mostly willing to pay for is antenna installs. But make sure you get a insurance policy if you're going to be doing that. MLB TV, it's been a long time. MLB TV powers a lot of things out there. The picture quality is very good. HBO Now for a long time is built off the MLB TV back in WWE and so forth. What's the best router to buy? Best cheaper? Again, hey, for life, I would recommend not buying the cheapest router out there. At least spend $100 on a router. You get what you pay for a router. Make sure you get an AC standard. I've been very pleased with the Netgear standard. I've been hearing really good things about TP. Jeremy, we don't promote piracy here. So if you're getting a free TV service that's promising HBO and Fox and all that live for free, you're probably using a pirate service. Sling TV, PlayStation View, or Jig TV Now is what I recommend. All right. So again, hey, while you're all here, if you can, please subscribe to us on Twitter at Court Cars News and at YouTube/Court Cars News. If you want to help Court Cars News, randomly like our stories, share them. Facebook, YouTube, all those places, they really do take into consideration how many people like the content we produce. And that affects how many people see it. Now, liking this video is great, but also just randomly as you see stories from Court Cars News, if you would like it, that's a huge compliment, huge support. So check it out. Mark asks, what's your thoughts on the Air TV player? Air TV is a great player, especially if you want something simple with everything in one spot. The Air TV puts your Netflix, or Sling TV, and antenna all in one spot on one device. It boots right into the Sling TV interface with everything there. And I think it really is a nice device. And itself is a big issue there for many people in the cord cutting world. If you have a setup now that's working for you, I don't see anything that Air TV does that a Roku TV or a Fire TV and the list goes on and on won't do. So if you have a setup that you're happy with, I would stick with that. If you're new or you're somebody who wants something that's a little bit easier to set up and use, Air TV, I mean, if you're moving from cable, that's probably one of the best devices to get, to be honest with you. That's the device I would get my parents, is an Air TV. So I'm going to wrap this up. My cold is kind of biting me again today. Hopefully I got this 100% kicked by next week Wednesday. But check back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday for an hour. I'm going to answer your court cutting questions. I promise I'm going to do everything I can to be healthy this time next week. So hopefully my voice will be better. Until then, thank you for your support of Court Cars News. Please like, share, tell your friends, help us grow the site. And again, follow us on Twitter at Court Cars News and YouTube.com/Court Cars News. Have a great day, and thank you for your support.